Hey, my name is Deborah Winters. Welcome to my YouTube channel, a place where you will hear conversations with ordinary people telling their extraordinary stories. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Their Stories, part 2 of B. Gallison's story. If you didn't listen to part 1, you have to go back and listen because it's a great story. So welcome back, B.
Yes,
so we left off talking about Brad, who started Heart for Winter Haven, said to you, he asked you to be
a program coordinator.
And you said to him?
I said to him, I know how to give adult baths, but I don't know how to coordinate a program. So he said it, just being he is very prayerful that that he felt like I was going to be fine and equipped to that. Plus I had him and Margaret to lean into. So I was given that position, which was a full-time position. I'm brought on staff full-time.
And was that 5 years ago? When was that?
No, that's been 3 years now.
3 years, okay.
I've been with them, I've been on staff almost 3 years, but I've actually been with the organization for over 3 years because I started there volunteering.
You volunteered 40 hours a week. And that was not her job. She had another overnight job as a CNA, right?
Yeah, but I loved being there.
Yes.
And it wasn't completely overnight. It was just till like 4 to 11 or something like that. So
okay.
I would
just
get
the night.
sleep.
Okay,
Yeah.
You could sleep. Okay.
So instead of just staying home being unproductive, I just wanted to give back, and I loved what they did there. Where the office was, it was in traffic of a lot of people that just wander around downtown, homeless, also people that don't have cars, and people would just come in and we had nothing really to offer them at that time but coffee and conversation and just ministering and pouring into people, and I just loved it. I loved watching them.
Coffee and conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It was really great, but people would walk away feeling hopeful, or if there was things that we could do to just kind of help them life plan or update resumes, whatever that was, we would just stop what we were doing to be present with people.
Yes.
And I knew the importance of that, just coming out of everything I had been in. I knew the importance of just stopping and being present with somebody, and having somebody to listen to you and speak life into death situations.
Right.
And I was able to do that every day, and I was just like, I just loved it. So when we got that program, even before I accepted, I went to my church and I was like, I need to get some prayer because I just don't want to take a job and let somebody down because I'm huge. If I say I'm going to do something, I want to do it with excellence. And that is probably when people ask me, what is your strength and weakness? That's a weakness because I'll really push myself to make something great. I don't like just being mediocre. So I went to them and they were like, in your deficit and your lack of know-how is a way for God to get all his glory in doing it through you. And
who said this to you?
So it was just one of the prayer team members.
Okay, at
I
church.
was Winter Haven Worship Center, and I don't know who
you
it
go
was.
to church.
Yeah, it was
I love those people.
So I don't know who the lady's name was, but that's what she said. And then later on, somebody else made the comment, and they said he doesn't call the equipped, he equips the called.
Yes.
And I was obedient to that calling and I just did not feel, I'm just like, I'm gonna make a disaster.
So inadequate. Lord, help me.
We didn't have forms. We didn't have anything. We just knew what we were gonna do and what basically we were setting out to do. But through a lot of trials, even then, like paper stuff we had then, we've come so far because just learning.
How long has Heart for Winter Haven been around? Did we talk about that?
Yeah, June 2nd will be our 8th birthday.
You said that. You said June 2nd, 8th. So you were there in the ground stages, weren't you?
No, not so much. I've been there a total of about 4, or a little over 3, so about 3.5 years completely with the organization. Yes, because this is May, right? Yes, so next month will be 3.5 years I've been with them.
Okay, I don't know what I was thinking.
But yeah, it was still small. When I got there, it was just Brad and Margaret, and then I came on, and then Jen Cowan actually came on staff before I did, because I was still volunteering, and she came on for a different position that was needed. And then I was brought on right behind her. So for the longest, there was only 4 of us. kind of when COVID and the pandemic hit, that shifted, and we were able to grow as a staff because the need grew and what we were doing as an organization grew.
So the need grew because of COVID. People were out of jobs.
People
or what?
were. It's incredible. COVID for so many people was such a hard time, but for us, we didn't close our doors. We stayed open. We had a grant that we worked with United Way in processing at the beginning of that, and we weren't a service center. We had no idea how to do services and see people day to day, but we literally pivoted in a week.
So you kept your doors open.
We were seeing people. We had people walking in, seeing us. And
now, were you on Avenue C at that point in time?
We were actually, no, we had moved from there that January, and COVID broke out really in March. In May, we started doing a grant. So we were in the church, that's the Davis building outside the Church of the Nazarene.
Yes.
That's where we were.
Okay.
And we had people coming in, even sometimes people come in and then tell us they had COVID once they were in there. Like, people didn't know how to really operate with COVID yet.
Oh my God.
It was
and
not.
So you're like, get back, step back.
So we would be running around trying to Lysol stuff down, but God really, He kept us. None of us ended up having COVID from clients coming in or anything like that.
Really? All that exposure.
Yeah.
That's what you call herd immunity.
Yeah, it was literally the blood of Jesus.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
The first day we talked about doing it, I was walking around, they laughed, and I was like, I'm pleading the blood of Jesus.
I'm going to anoint these doors and windows.
Yes, I was like, our health, but we were there. We took $500,000 and distributed it out.
Are you kidding? $500,000?
Mm-hmm. And just this year,
from that grant,
and then this year, the end of October, we went into a contract with the city to help them with the emergency rental assistance program.
Wow,
and
this is amazing.
Yes, so since October, we have October to the end of April, we had went through $1.6 million and just got another $250,000.
October 2021 to April, which is last month.
I went through the first $600,000 we processed. It was a team of myself overseeing 2 care managers. We went through $600,000 in about 6 weeks, and then another $1 million in about another 8 weeks.
So where did that money go? I'm just
curious. It goes to families that are their rent was past due.
So it was basically housing.
Yes, housing dollars.
Do you have to come in and complete an application?
Yes, you have to come in. There's a lot of paperwork because it's federal treasury
intensive
dollars. Yeah,
that's a lot of money.
It has, but like we just got a new set of interns in today, and I was just kind of speaking with them. They were talking about their journey into why they're choosing social work and stuff, and I often share my story with people and tell them, I'm like, God brings us through certain things, and my story just continuously shows and has shown me that through all those things I went through, having a sound mind and being on the other side of it and looking that God preserved me, like in the fire, He just wrapped His arms around me and He preserved me, and coming out of the other side, like my garments may be singed, but they're not burned.
Oh, listen to you. That is so good.
But it's allowed me to be able to reach people differently. It's allowed people to trust me differently because they don't feel like I'm telling them something that I haven't been through myself.
Right.
And being able to encourage people that have either struggled with, having kids with special needs or being through abuse or growing up in challenging situations as kids, like whatever that is, that's not, that doesn't have to be where you stop. It can just be part of your story.
Yes.
And that's been such an encouragement and a light of hope for me that I see people coming out of domestic violence relationships and the trauma and the hurt, and their minds are just broken, and I'm like, God, He didn't allow that. He didn't allow that to happen to me, and it's
is that
incredible.
A miracle?
It's incredible.
Yes.
He just continuously shows favor upon my children, upon myself.
How old are they now?
My kids, my daughter just turned 13, and my son's 14. He'll be 15 in August. So I have a high schooler and a 7th grader.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So back to when you were asked to step into that program coordinator. So was that was that hard, or was it an easy process?
I feel like some of my natural skills and talents, like I'm super organized. On paper, I like things to have process. I've ran my house. My kids have always been on a schedule. So there was just things in my personal life and mannerisms I had that just made it the transition.
So
to
where
that.
did that come from?
I don't know.
I mean,
because
I look back, I mean, at your childhood and that whole situation.
But I was like that. My mom she'll tell you, I would go in my room and drag everything in my room to the middle of the floor
and
reorganize. I just went to my sister's house over the weekend just to go over there and hang out and see my little cousin. I cleaned my niece's whole room, and she came in, she's like, why are you cleaning her room? I was like, I just wanted to be organized.
If you need help getting organized, 1-800-BE-HELP. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So it was just important to me. I think they always talk about, like, they use the analogy of there's like a dad that drinks and one son turns into a drinker and the other one doesn't. I think it's just kind of, you always have a choice.
Yeah, that's good. Yes, you do.
And you can choose to have the victimized mindset or the victor mindset. And when you look at God and know that we bear his image, then how do we have any choice but to be victors? Like, that's how I look at it.
Are you guys listening? This is so good.
I feel like that. I was like, if we come from the Father that has overruled death and all these things, and we bear his image, then it just should give us incredible strength to know that there's so many things that we can overcome.
And bottom line, look what he paid.
Yes.
I mean, the price. I mean, death. He died so that we could do this, right?
Yes. And just understanding too, community. I see the value of community when people came around me and started pouring into me and encouraging me. The past 3 years, my credit score is raised over 100 points. I finished my associate's degree last year in June for criminal justice. I'm going to Liberty University now for pre-law.
Online?
Yes.
So what do you have a goal? I'm sorry, finish that statement.
No,
sorry.
it just shows, like, when people, they pour around you and they're praying for you and they're cheering for you and rooting you on, and they want to see you have that structure. This is the first. I've been in my house over 4 years now. That's the longest I've ever stayed in one place. And
you have stability.
My kids do. Like, I'm giving my kids that and just showing them, like, it's never, it may be later. I'll be 37 this year. But later is better than never. And setting them up, teaching them certain things that I didn't have coming out, or I wasn't taught. And it's been a challenge. They've been through a lot of stuff with me, but they are.
How are they?
They're
are they
amazing.
Grounded?
They are. They're so respectful, good kids. Both athletes. My son plays for Winter Haven High School.
He does.
My daughter plays basketball, track, and does theater. So they're
very involved.
Yeah.
Now, is your mom still with you?
Yes, my mom lives in Winter Haven. She is in a 55 plus community, so she has a lot of friends that's there.
But she's not in your home.
No,
she's moved out.
Not. Yeah, she's been out for 2 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, over 2 years. So she's close though. Like, we're like.
And she's good. She's in her own place, and she's good. And you're close, did you say?
Yeah, and it's incredible. For a long time, she had my grandma and my grandpa to lean into, and I worried for her when my grandma passed, because she had one brother left, which he just passed away in September from COVID. So now she's the baby sibling and the only one left. But not when my grandma passed, not having that person that she always had. My grandma always had her within an arm's length. So when we had to separate and she went into her own apartment, my hope was that she felt empowered, and for the first time she's doing it on her own.
Yes.
And being on Social Security and a limited income, and she works for Amazon just extra to get extra hours from home. She works from home.
Does she still deal with?
Yes. She doesn't travel.
I can't say that word.
No, it's agoraphobia.
Agoraphobia.
And I don't know if it's so much agoraphobia now, because she will go out and she'll drive, but just only like in central Winter Haven. She doesn't really adventure.
She feels
outside
safe
of that.
where she is. That is amazing.
So but she's well. She's in good health. My sister lives close. Like they live close to me. My sister has a husband and 2 daughters, so I have 2 nieces.
Okay.
And they're just all doing well, and then it's just me and my kids. And hopefully my student son graduates in 3 years, and he'll go off to college. And
is that hard to believe? They grow up so fast, don't they?
And my daughter, I don't know what the future holds for her.
But God knows.
God knows. And I tell her all the time, like, you're so creative, you paint, you draw. I was like, you don't have to be a mathematician to be to make it somewhere. Like, God will equip you with what you need to go.
So where did I hear you talk. So was there training that came with the job at Hartford Winter Haven? Because you say a lot of good things. So is this self-taught, or do you do a lot of reading, or just who you surround yourself with? Where does this come from?
Brad always uses the word that I'm a sponge. So when I love research. I actually just got moved from director of programs to director of research and development because
is this a promotion?
Yeah, it's kind of just a shift over from a different
a lateral shift.
It's a lateral shift, but it's really just digging in more in structuring infrastructure, culture. But I've always been a believer. My grandma was faithfully had us in church. She was the one, like, if you tried to wear a wrinkled dress to church, you got to get back in. And
you got to iron that dress, girl.
So I always have had a background of faith, and every time I found myself in the worst situations, I've always pressed into that.
And that's, unfortunately, some people don't do that. Instead of running to God, they run away from him.
I tried. I would run away and still talk to him, just from, like, behind the bush more. It wasn't to the
in hiding. Yeah. In hiding.
I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed because I knew what I was doing wasn't right, but I still knew the source. You could
run to him.
And he did. He's just shown so much favor on me and my family and my kids. And
love this.
Yeah, I got to keep my grandma in my life till she was 90 years old, and now it was a big hit for me. Like, I loved her so much. So losing her, that was really hard. It was somebody that I cherished a lot. Yeah. So she's been gone now for 4 years, but her memory's definitely not forgotten. We do keep that in the forefront of everything. She was really the heart of our family. So
if a person is out there and they're listening and they need help, so can you tell them where to go? Give them some clues as to, there's a website.
Yeah, certainly.
There's a location. How does one reach out and connect with Hartford Winter Haven?
Hartford Winter Haven itself, you can reach out to their website. You can just Google Hartford Winter Haven.
If they don't have a computer, if they're like, they don't have anything. So what's the next step?
They can find us downtown. We're in downtown Winter Haven. It's where the old BBT building was. We're in the second story of that right now.
Second floor.
Second floor of that BBT building. Which is kind of catty corner from Egg Haven. And even if it's not through services for them and somebody just wants to connect, I love to meet people, have coffee, just really talk to people. I know some people don't need services. They don't really need something tangible.
They just want to talk.
Somebody, And I feel like I've been through there, and to listen to other people and just, if anything, understand where they're at currently. I know changes, and like you said, leaving somebody and those things, that has to be a personal decision and shift in yourself. But there's people that's willing to walk through those with you. So
I love this.
Yeah, it's important to me.
So good. Is there anything else that you can think of as we close this part?
No. Find yourself community, whether that's church community, girlfriends that meet at Haven Roasted.
Coffee.
I have a heart for elderly. Like, if I could just have a big house and take care,
you just bring them all in.
I would bring them all. I always tell people, like, how Benjamin Button, that movie, had a big house.
I didn't see that movie. Is it called Benjamin Buttons?
It is.
With an S on the end. Button.
Yes, but he has this big house, and he lives there because he's disabled. But I was like, I would have that house, and I would take care of them. And I know they would, like, iron, and they will make breakfasts, and I will just take care of them, and it will just be such a sweet house. So.
Yes. I love this. Yes. Well, if you need help, just need someone to talk to, Heart, HEART, the number 4 WH, Heart for Winter Haven, and it's
www.heart4wh.org.
Yeah, .org.
Yes.
Okay.
And if it's not us, we can direct you to whomever you need.
Service to help.
We're very resourceful. We have a lot of resources that we can outsource to.
You work with the mission in Winter Haven, or not?
We do source people to the mission.
Source people to that.
We do. Yes, they have awesome. They are great at what they do, serving the homeless population and the services they have. We also have mental health services for a free or reduced price for people that can't afford it.
Heart for Winter Haven.
We don't believe that mental health services should only be for people that can afford it. So that's really important to us, and just connecting the community, being able to be a connected community, so that we can serve everyone.
Yeah.
So.
Love it. This has been so good.
Thank you for having me.
She's told her story a few times clearly. It's really good. It's really good. Well, if you don't know Jesus, there's no time like the present.
Amen.
And I can lead you in a prayer, or are you comfortable doing that? Either one? I don't care.
Yes, you can.
I need you to support me all the way. It's easy. There's nothing hard about accepting Jesus. So you just say, Jesus, I am a sinner. I have messed up.
Yes.
I've done some things that are not pleasing to you. And would you forgive me of my sins? I ask you to forgive me, make me clean. And I just lay everything I have, I am, my sins, my wrongdoing, I lay it all down at the feet of Jesus. Come into my heart, purify my heart, make me clean, and I commit to serve you going forward. So it's really that easy. So he doesn't need a formal prayer, and it doesn't have to be a fancy prayer, just a simple, forgive me, come into my heart. So hopefully today you've made that decision. And we're just glad that you joined us. I'm glad that you listened to Bea and her amazing story. And we will see you next week. Have a great day. Thank you so much.